Yung parang magkakaibigan kayo, tapos gumawa kayo ng bago yung group chat, tapos di mo sinama isa. So, parang ganun yung catecholamines. So, nakaiwalay sila ng group chat. Hindi sinama yung serotonin. Pero sa monoamines, kasama siya. So, parang ganun siya. Okay. Nakaiwalay ng group chat. Mga ano natin. Peking friends. Okay. Next, drug properties. So, ang drugs natin, um, maraming properties to, but may two important to remember. So, you have this affinity and intrinsic activity. So, when we say affinity, sabi dyan, it refers to the ability of the drug to bind to its target site. Okay? So, pag sinabing affinity, yung drug natin, nakakapag-attach siya no, doon sa target niya. Okay? And, tandaan nyo, all drugs merong affinity. Lahat po ng drug meron silang affinity. Siyempre, lahat ng drug capable na mag-bind doon sa target site. So, again, all drugs have affinity. Next, intrinsic activity, sabi dyan, it refers to the ability of a drug to produce an effect after binding to its target site. Okay, ganito po yan. So, let's say, kunyari, meron tayong receptor site dito. So, this is a receptor. Okay? So, may mga drugs, Doc. Okay? May mga drugs na pag nag-bind dun sa drug, ay dun sa receptor, it will activate the receptor. Ibig sabihin nun, meron ng affinity yung drug na yon, tapos inactivate niya pa yung receptor, so meron din siyang intrinsic activity. But may drugs na nagbabind lang sila sa receptor, meron lang silang affinity, but they do not have intrinsic activity. Bali, all drugs have affinity, but not all drugs have intrinsic activity. Can you follow me there? Can you follow me? Based on that, we can classify the drugs into two. If the drug has both affinity and intrinsic activity, we call the drug as an agonist. But if affinity lang meron yung drug, we can call the drug as an antagonist. Naintindihan po? So again, if the drug has affinity and intrinsic activity, agonist yun. Pero kung affinity lang, antagonist siya. Baba tayo dito sa notes natin. So, the drugs acting on the receptors, we can classify them as an agonist and antagonist. Then yung agonist, we can further classify this as a full or a partial. Okay. Example. Ano ka lang, doon lang, i-ano ko muna yung full at saka partial agonist, no? Pero pares lang kasi silang agonist, eh. So, parang ganito lang, tingin tayo dito. So, if I have a receptor, then I have a full agonist. Okay? Then the full agonist binds to this receptor. Nag-bind siya dito. So, ito yung full agonist, yung puti. And full agonist siya, it will bind to the receptor and it will activate completely the receptor. Kaya siya full agonist. Pag partial po yung agonist, same receptor, pero partial agonist, it binds as well, it activates as well, pero mahina lang. Partial lang yung activation ng receptor. Intindihan? So, kaya may full agonist and partial agonist. So, yung isa, complete yung activation, yung isa, partial yung activation. But parehas silang may affinity and intrinsic activity. Can you follow? Can you follow po? Gets po siya. Okay. Sige. So, an example ng mga agonist drugs natin. Ano ang mga example nito? Example nito, epinephrine. So, it binds and activates the receptors. Mamaya, discuss natin. Yung mga, ano natin kanina? Pinag-usapan na, pilocarpine. Okay? Yung, di ba, tinawag na kanina na muscarinic agonist, sabi natin kanina. Okay, so, and etc. So, maraming drugs. So, again, they bind and activate the receptor. So agonist. Antagonist, Punta tayo sa notes. Example sa notes dito is the belladonna alkaloids. Sabi dyan, it competes with acetylcholine and cholinergic-like agents. Example nito is yung atropine at saka yung scopolamine. Okay, discuss ko siya. Naalala nyo, sa discussion natin before, ng parasympathetics. Okay, discuss na konti. If naalala nyo yung production, for example, ng tears, so coming from the lacrimal glands. Okay, so let's say, ito yung pinaka-gland natin, ito yung mata. Okay, so ito yung eyes natin. Okay, so ito yung lacrimal gland, yung bilog. So the lacrimal gland, in order for this na mag-produce ng tears, remember, the parasympathetic neurons uses two neurons, tama, in order to deliver the parasympathetic signal. Remember the pre and the post-ganglionic neuron, naalala po. And this pre and post-ganglionic neurons of the parasympathetic nervous system, they release what neurotransmitter? Naalala nyo? Just sa review to, ito na, kailangan nyo na yung mga discuss natin before dito. So, to understand the pharma discussion. Okay. So, nagre-release to is ng acetylcholine. Okay. So, the parasympathetic neurons, both of them, pre and post, nagre-release ng acetylcholine. And if you can remember, the glands that are being controlled by the parasympathetic nervous system, it has its receptor. What do we call this receptor? What do we call this receptor? Okay, yes. So this is a muscarinic receptor. Okay, this is a muscarinic receptor. So just a review, no? Just a review. In order for tears to be produced from the lacrimal gland, this acetylcholine must bind to the muscarinic receptor, and this will again activate the gland, eventually leading to production ng tears. Okay? So kaya ka magluluha. So basically, kailangan natin yung acetylcholine, tama? So that the muscarinic receptors will be activated. Produce ng tears. Balikan ko lang yung muscarinic agonist kanina. If you remember, the muscarinic agonist, example ko, yung pilocarpine. So, very straightforward na. Muscarinic agonist. Ibig sabihin, anong target site niya? Anong receptor? Obviously, muscarinic receptors. It is an agonist. Does it have affinity? Yes or no? Meron ba siya affinity? Yes. Does it have intrinsic activity? Yes, meron din. Minimimic niya ba si acetylcholine? Does it mimic acetylcholine? The pilocarpine. Minimimic niya? Yes. Okay, so it mimics acetylcholine. So it binds to the same receptor, muscarinic receptor, activates the receptor, stimulating the gland to produce tears. Naintindihan po? Okay, so ganun yung ginagawa nitong pilocarpine. So it is a muscarinic agonist agent. So we can say as well that this drug is a cholinergic drug. Tama po ba? Do you agree? Can you call it a cholinergic drug? Because it, again, promotes the effects of acetylcholine. Okay, yes. So we can also call it as a cholinergic drug. Okay. Punta tayo dito sa notes ulit. Punta niyo yung antagonist naman. Let's talk about antagonist. So, sabi sa notes, example ko ng antagonist dito is the belladonna alkaloids. Ano na yung definition sa notes? They compete with acetylcholine and cholinergic-like agents. Balikan ko lang, ang pilocarpine ba, cholinergic-like agent siya based on its mechanism. Okay, so siya yung tinutukoy dito actually. So siya yung tinutukoy na cholinergic-like agents. So sa belladonna alkaloids, so nakikipag-compete siya sa acetylcholine and cholinergic-like agents. Example po nito, ang endoatropine at saka yung scopolamine. Okay. So ang ginagawa po nitong dalawa, okay, they are actually muscarinic antagonist agents. Okay? So they are muscarinic antagonist. Okay. Ibig sabihin, meron silang affinity and intrinsic activity. Tama? Tama? Mali. Meron lang silang affinity. Ready na tumabs up eh. Okay, meron lang silang affinity. Okay? Tinitingnan ko kung nakikinig talaga eh. Okay. So, taga-thumbs up lang. Gusto ko yun ha. May supporters ako dito. Tuma-thumbs up lang lagi. Okay, so meron lang silang affinity. Okay? Wala silang intrinsic activity. Okay? Huli. So, ang ginagawa ng drug, mang moral support lang. Okay. So, ang ginagawa po ng drug is nagbabind po dito sa muscarinic receptor. Again, ano yung classification? Muscarinic antagonist. So, magbabind po yung drug sa muscarinic receptor, pero ang meron lang po ito, affinity lang. Nagbabind lang siya. Ibig sabihin, will these drugs stimulate the lacrimal gland to produce tears? Hindi. Tama? Okay, hindi. So that's why, pag nag-bind na yung drug, naturally, acetylcholine cannot bind anymore to the receptor. Basically, again, the drugs prevent acetylcholine, or this muscarinic antagonist prevents acetylcholine from binding. Same thing, the muscarinic agonist, pilocarpine, a cholinergic drug, is also prevented from binding to the same receptor. Therefore, the belladonna alkaloids like atropine and scopolamine, do they promote or inhibit the parasympathetic effects sa body? They promote or inhibit the parasympathetic effects sa organ. Ini-inhibit nila. Okay, so they inhibit the effects ng parasympathetic nervous system. Naintindihan? Therefore, these drugs, should we call them anticholinergic or cholinergic? Okay, so they are anticholinergic agents. Okay, kasi kinokontra nila, they counter the effects of acetylcholine. Naintindihan po? And acetylcholine-like agents. Okay? Next. So, just to give emphasis, ito pong scopolamine, alam nyo to eh. Bali, lumang pangalan niya yun eh. We call it today as hyoscine butyl bromide. Ito na siya ngayon. So, alam niyo yan. Sino to? Yan sa mga babae dyan, malamang kayo umiinom na ito eh. Hyoscine butyl bromide. Sino to? Anong brand? Buscopan. Ito yung Buscopan na tinatawag, di ba? Siya yan. Scopolamine yan. Bali luma niyang pangalan, scopolamine. Ngayon, hyoscine na siya. Dati tinatawag siyang scopolamine butyl bromide. Now we call it as hyoscine butyl bromide. Okay? Bakit siya ginagamit? Again, ang Buscopan, para saan siya ginagamit? Anticholinergic siya eh. Saan siya ginagamit? Saan siya ginagamit? Pang mga abdominal cramps, tama? Dysmenorrhea. Sabi ni Doc dito, may mga cramps kasi bakit? Okay, kasi bakit? Doc, kaya po nagko-contract ang muscles. Naalala niyo yung rest and digest? Sino yun? Sympathetic, parasympathetic? Rest and digest. Parasympathetics. Okay, so parasympathetics. When you digest, the muscles sa GI tract, or basically sa abdomen, the muscles in the abdomen, by the action of the parasympathetics, are they more active or less active? Pag nagda-digest ka, more active sila, tama? Ibig sabihin, okay, so we can summarize na we can conclude that the parasympathetic nervous system stimulates the abdominal muscles to contract. Gets? So, ibig sabihin, sa mga nagkaka-cramps dyan, especially abdominal cramps, dahil po na-overactivate yung parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? And by taking anticholinergic, we're shutting down the parasympathetic nervous system. Gets? Therefore, again, helpful to sa ganung cases. Naintindihan po? May mga contractions dyan. So, nalilesen. Hindi naman totally mawawala. Malilesen yung contractions. Naintindihan po? Can you follow me there? Okay? So, na yung supporters ko dyan. Follow me. Yan. So, ayan. Bumalik na sila. Okay. Next. Okay. Yung Atropine, okay, just to, meron mga eye drops nito eh. Ginagamit to sa surgery. Kung na-operan ka na sa mata, ginagamit to, pinapatak sa mata yan. Okay, actually maraming formulation to, but isa sa use nito is pinapatak sa eyes. So basically, if it has anticholinergic effect, what will happen to the pupils? Magdadilate, magko-constrict. Pinapatakin sa eyes, may mga ganyan. Bago yung papa-surgery. Yes, pupillary dilation. Okay, so pinapatak yan sa mata. May ganyan drugs, atropines for the eyes. It causes dilation of the pupils kasi remember, parasympathetics is for constriction, meiosis. Ito, baliktad yung effect. Shutdown yan. So magdadilate yung pupils. Okay, gets? Naintindihan na po, agonist, antagonist. So may didiscuss pa tayo sa future, but we need to know the basics ito. Okay na. Okay. Next. Move tayo sa may remember. Naloxone daw is an antagonist of what drug? This is an antagonist of narcotics. Naloxone is an antagonist ng narcotic agents natin. So, bali pag nagkaroon ng overdose, doc, sa narcotics, kunyari na overdose sa narcotics, ang binibigay doon is naloxone. Naloxone is given to the patient. Okay? So, antagonist niya si narcotics. So, aalis yun yung effect nito. If you know Demi Lovato, you're familiar with Demi Lovato? Kilala niyo siya? Kilala niyo Demi Lovato? Okay, nag-overdose sa narcotics, yun alam niyo ba? Few years ago, I'm not quite sure what specific year, but a few years ago, nag-overdose siya. Tapos, ewan ko kung nakita niyo sa news or nabasa niyo doon sa article, nung nakita siya, nag-overdose sa narcotic, binigyan siya ng naloxone, Narcan yung brand nalagay doon. Demi Lovato was given naloxone narcotic nung nakita siya. Next, flumazenil. Flumazenil is an antagonist of benzodiazepines. So, flumazenil is an antagonist of benzodiazepines. So, ganun din ito. If nagkaroon ka ng overdose sa benzodiazepines, okay, so flumazenil can be used to reverse its effects. Next, tayo. Theories describing pharmacodynamics and drugs. Actually, we have several theories, but I just included yung pinaka-accepted. Narcotic, doc, sorry. Narcotic po yung una. Narcotic. Balik tayo sa notes. So again, maraming nagde-describe, maraming theories nagde-describe ng effects ng drugs sa body, yung mechanisms nila, but may isa na pinaka-ina-accept, which is ito. So we have this Clark's occupational theory na tinatawag. So what do you mean by the occupational theory? So according to Clark, the drug effect daw is proportional to the number of receptors occupied. Again, the drug effect is proportional to the number of receptors occupied. Okay, so to further understand ito, tingin tayo dito. I'll scale it sa mas maliit, ano? So sa body natin, we have these receptors. Assuming you have 5 receptors sa body. So all of the things that we discussed, nandito siya sa Clark's, ano? So, again, assuming you have 5 receptors sa body. Then I gave you drug A, which is an agonist. Okay? I gave you 1 or 2 molecules of drug A. Ibig sabihin, if I give you 2 molecules of drug A, 2 over 5 molecules are activated. Tama? Therefore, can we add more dose to create an effect? Can we add more dose to create an effect? In this case, yes. So since not all receptors are occupied, I can add 3 more drug molecules or more dose to activate all of the receptors and to reach that 5 over 5 effect, or ito po yung dinedescribe natin a while ago na maximal effect. And tanong, if we add more dose of the drug, will the effect increase? Hindi na. Intindihan? So the effect will not increase anymore because all of the receptors are occupied. This is the maximal effect. So it's being described by the Clark's occupational theory. So we can always increase the dose, but we cannot always increase the effect. Intindihan? Yes, as a general rule, increasing the dose will increase the effect, but there's a limitation sa effect ng drug because again there's this maximal effect, and the maximal effect is being described by Clark as all of these as the receptors are already occupied by the drug. So that's the maximal effect according to Clark's. Okay? And aside from that, if we introduce an antagonist, kunyari naglagay tayo ng antagonist dito, may 3 tayong antagonist na binigay, if we add 3 more agonists, the agonist cannot bind anymore to the receptor base because it is being occupied by the antagonist. So kung titingnan nyo rito, even though the same 5 molecules of agonist is introduced and may antagonist na binigay kay patient, we can only achieve 2 over 5 na effect. Intindihan? Nakuha nyo po? Kanina, 5 molecules, 5 over 5 effect without an antagonist. But now, we introduce an antagonist, we cannot achieve the same effect even with the same dose. Naintindihan? So, that's why antagonists are being used to reverse the effects of agonist agents like narcotics, naloxone, benzodiazepines, flumazenil. Naintindihan? So, if nasobran sa agonist, bawasan natin yung effect nun, let's introduce an antagonist agent. Naintindihan? So, parang ganun siya. So, naglalaban yung agonist and antagonist dun sa may receptor site. Okay? But ulitin ko lang, pwede bang matanggal yung antagonist dito? Pwede. If naalala yung discussion ko sa histamine, pwede itong sipain, magdagdag ka lang ng mas maraming agonist agent. Naalala niyo yan? So, para silang naglalaro sa trip to Jerusalem, pero pwedeng sipain itong mga drugs na to. I can just add more molecules of the agonist or the antagonist. Okay? So, take note po yan. So, again, lahat yan under ng Clark's occupational theory. Okay. Next, baba tayo. Let's discuss ng different classification ng drugs natin. So, first drug natin dito is yung sedative hypnotics. Okay. So, the sedative hypnotics, sabi dyan, these are any drug that can induce sedation or hypnosis. Tama ba ang nakalagay sa inyo sa notes nyo, dalawa, sa general effects, nakalagay dyan dalawa lang, sedation and hypnosis? I'm not sure kung na-edit ko na eh. Is it correct? Ang nakalagay dyan sa general effects, 2 bullets lang, sedation and hypnosis. Tapos yung pangatlo, types of sedation na.